Okay, so I started recording a video showing the removal of the stars, and then I realized I was in time lapse, so it didn't record any of my audio. So thankfully, I still had some stars left. So you can see I started pulling off some of the stars. I usually start around the edge and pull off all of those first. The reason I do this is because I want to make sure that the polish is completely dry. And if I take it off of the center and it's messed up, harder to fix, right? If I take it off of the edge, I can quickly touch up, right? So I pulled off all of the edges. The art tends to dry fastest. The sole here at the front of the foot, of the front of the shoe, tends to be the last to dry. So you'll see I left this on both of them. I left those for the last to do. And you can already see some of these stars like this pulled up some of the layers of the polish, but this happens every time regardless of how dry it is. And I just go in with a fine brush with this top coat blue and make sure I clean up all these edges with a little bit of white on the inside and dark blue around the edges. I did end up switching products. I went from the Sally Hansen that I showed in the prior video to a Wet n Wild dark blue. I think it's called Walking on Air, because it's a darker pigment, and the Sally Hansen Sturdy Sapphire didn't really give me the pigment that I wanted at the end of the day, so I switched it up. Still fast dry enamel. Very, very, very important. If you were to have used gel, you would have had all of the stars on, put a gel blue coat on top or multiple coats, and had to cure in between. The problem with this is once you cure, if this were cured blue, none of these stars would come up. You wouldn't be able to even get underneath the star with the tweezer to leave them up. So you don't want to make that mistake. Just do the extra work, take the extra time to do a fast dry, let it dry as long as you possibly can. You can even wait 24, 48 hours if you want to, right? So I've given these sufficient time to dry. So the next step is to start peeling up some of these stars. So I'm gonna find a corner, if it'll behave, and I'm gonna take one of these stars up. So satisfying. It's so satisfying. I'm going to start at the back again. Let's see what this one's looking like. It's still a little tacky, but I think it's probably safe to start pulling these up now. Yep, it's so satisfying when they peel off with absolute total clear edges. There were a couple on the side on my time-lapse video. I was like, no, I can't believe I wasn't doing audio at that time, but so satisfying when they come up without any issue. And sometimes the star rips. That's why you have these really, really fine tip tweezers so that you can really get under there. One component about this too is you really want to take your time pulling these up with these tweezers. If you're pulling up and you're moving too fast and you go shoop, it's all over. You can't fix that polish at that point if you scrape it. So you really want to make sure you just go in for whatever corner is most accessible and pull up that star. And there you go. We'll do one or two more so you can see the full effect. There you go. And when I get some of these raised edges, I just press them down away from the center of the star, right? Just away from the center of the star. We'll do one over here. Oh, so satisfying. I'm gonna let, I'm gonna let these dry. It's always better to start from those outer edges, I find. And even with the dark blue, it might even be on this video difficult to see where the star stickers are, but you can, when the light hits it a certain way, you can definitely see raised stars so that you can certainly, they'll be easy to find even with a super dark coat of a dark nail polish. And play around. I mean, these are Wonder Woman heels, right? So they're going to be, the blue and white are part of her her outfit, so that's why I chose these colors. But you could do any kind of heels. You could do just regular designs. You don't have to be a hero, a superhero. You can do any kind of soul art. I love it. And what I do is I purchase off of Amazon. May have mentioned this in another video, but I'll put a link in to this part of the tutorial. I buy a 3M protector, soul protector, and it goes, you cut it out to the exact shape that you want, and I cut this exact shape out onto a 3M big flat heavy duty sticker and align it with this and put it right on top of this. So this wouldn't necessarily get damaged by actual functional wear of the shoe, but you don't want all of this beautiful artwork to get scratched up and scuffed up, as people, hopefully your customers will want to wear them, right? So you want to do all that work that you put in, you want to give it a little bit of a protection film so that it doesn't ruin all your art. So I'm going to finish taking all of these out, and I will start another video. Shortly after this, you'll see I'm going to put a clear top coat of gel polish, specifically gel, because we want to fill all these stars with clear gel and then do one final coat with it and cure it so that this will be really, really tough surface to be able to scratch up. And then after that, we'll start working on the embellishments on the rest of this beautiful shoe. I'll make it look like Wonder Woman, powerful woman, beautiful, right? It'll be great. Stay tuned.